Okay, you can hear me? Give me a thumbs up. Awesome. All right, so just find a comfortable seat. And anything will do. And I always say, like, sitting, upright like this sometimes does not work for everyone, right? This doesn't work for everyone. So if this sort of position just feels awkward and weird, then take your legs out, right? You can always take your legs out. You can sit up against something, right? You can sit up against something. Or you can sit on your knees. Anything feels good, but we're just gonna begin at the beginning. We're gonna come right to a comfortable seat. I'm glad everyone's here tonight. Let your hands rest on your thighs. Relax your shoulders. And if it doesn't feel right to get your hands on your thighs, you can let them rest wherever you want. And then go ahead and close your eyes. Close your eyes and just let yourself kind of drift within. Let your face relax and let your body relax. Let sort of whatever is preventing you from being here, take a deep breath into that. And then big exhale out your mouth and just allow that exhale to just release all of that resistance, that kind of weight, whatever's dragging you down, let it go. This practice is about returning home. That's really what it is. It's about surrendering and it's about returning home. And by returning home, I mean like coming back to you, coming back to what is the truth, coming back to the essence of you. If you want to call it your spirit, if you want to call it love, if you want to call it your higher power. But that's what this is about. We're going to investigate all the corners of our body where the density shows up, where that muscular tension shows up. We're going to investigate those places and release whatever is preventing us from showing up in our life, from showing up in our family, from showing up in our community, from showing up for ourselves. Take another moment here and just notice how it feels just to close your eyes. And then we'll start just bringing the awareness to our body. We'll bring the awareness first to the parts of the body that are making contact with the earth, and it could be your feet, it could be your ankles, it could be your hips, but just bring awareness there and notice. And then subtly, but also effectively relax your pelvis. So let it go, let it go. Notice your hips and your sitting bones and the length of your spine. Notice the relaxation across the collarbones, the shoulders, the elbows, the wrists, the hands, the fingertips. Let the arms be so heavy. Let yourself be relaxed, but present. And then begin to bring the breath into the picture. We use our breath throughout this practice over and over again as a tool, a guide to bring ourselves back to our body, to bring ourselves back to the present moment. So right now, as you inhale, draw the breath in through the tip of the nose, and as you inhale, just simply think to yourself, I am inhaling right now. Oops. Vanessa, you gotta mute your mic. There it is, good. That's life, right? And as you exhale, think to yourself, I am exhaling right now. And again, inhaling through your nose, drawing the breath in, thinking to yourself, I am inhaling right now. And as you're exhaling, thinking to yourself, I am exhaling right now. So very simple, very slow. Just inhale, I am inhaling. Exhale, I am exhaling. Sort of practice just thinking to yourself, inhale, I'm inhaling, exhale, I'm exhaling. If that feels good, you might want to explore a little more as you're inhaling now. Notice the body's response. Notice how you feel as you inhale, as you take in prana, as you take in what we call life force, bringing it into the body. How does it make you feel? And then on the exhale, notice the same. Notice how the exhale makes you feel. Maybe you can think as you exhale how it allows you to relax, or is there a subtle feeling of letting go? Do you feel heavier? Can you release something? And then you're more present or in tune with the purpose of breath. And if that's too much or too complicated at this point, you're just like, I don't know what, just go back to inhale, I'm inhaling, exhale, I'm exhaling. If you start to notice that you are more and more present and more in your body, then just begin to explore and be curious. To the body again, noticing the body and where you're sitting again. Let the breath be normal, let it go in and let it go out. But now notice the tailbone again and notice the sitting bones again. Just sort of bring your awareness there. And if you could you tether the tailbone down into the earth or below whatever surface you're sitting upon, and feel yourself lengthening just a little bit more in between every single vertebrae of your spine without causing too much of anything, just maybe a little effort, but not so much that it feels like strain. And you feel that space and that length, and you again relax your shoulders, your throat, and your neck, and you remember that all is well. Let your throat be open and your collarbones be open and your heart be open. And your breath still goes in and out. Your jaw relaxes, the tongue drops, and the insides of your mouth relax. The skin across your entire face is relaxed. And now it's just you and your body and your breath. And you can continue to bring your awareness to your body, to your breath. But stay present, stay connected, just a few more rounds. how this makes you feel, how just shutting the eyes, allowing stillness to happen around you and within you, how does that make you feel? Always there for you. This moment is always there for you. And then slowly bring your hands together at your heart center, keeping your eyes closed. Let's take this moment just to create an intention for our practice. So an intention is something like a prayer for your practice or a prayer for someone. You can start by just invoking the power of grace, the power of God or your higher power or spirit. And take a moment and just draw that in and bless your practice, bless the entire practice. And together as a community, we ask that this practice become just a sweet opportunity for all of us, an opportunity to reconnect to ourselves, to reconnect to our spirit, to reconnect to what is true. And let's ask that we move through this practice with grace and with love and with tolerance, that we listen to our bodies. Our body is going to provide lots of information tonight. We're going to listen to that information without any judgment, but being curious and with love and with compassion always. So may this practice also release us from tension that binds us in fear, binds us in any sort of negative pattern or emotion that we seem to be sort of experiencing these days or today or whatever. Let's ask that this is an opportunity to release that. This can be that for you. And then if there's anything else that you want to set, if there's an intention that you would like to set on your own, send a prayer. This is a beautiful opportunity to dedicate this practice to someone in your life maybe that you know needs this, needs, the positive energy, the positive vibrations around them. You can do that right now. And then bow your chin into your chest and open up your eyes. Okay, hello. So we're actually going to start in a forward bend. So from here, I'm going to turn, so I'm more lengthwise on my mat now. But you're going to start with your legs extended straight out in front of you. And if you wanted to, you could grab your bolster or your few pillows. Again, fancy bolster, yoga bolster, you don't really need it. You just need maybe some stacked up blankets or a couple pillows, I promise. I do this in the middle of the night and my bolster is not by my bed. So this just gets right in there and you kind of can put it on top. Yeah, perfect. And then you can just begin to fold forward over that bolster. So think of with Yin Yoga, there's almost no effort, no muscular effort involved. So as you're folding forward, you're not going to grab for your feet, you're not going to grab a strap and hunker down or anything. You're just going to let yourself fold nice and easy, and you're going to find that place in your pose, because the pose is showing you, right? It's giving you information. So you're going to find that place in your pose where it says, your body says, you know what? That's about it. That's right before you're about to get to your edge, and you're going to pause right there. And that'll just be that first place that we're going to begin in. So this is our first posture, first pose. And if your neck is sensitive, I just want to remind you that you don't want to let your head hang, and let this sort of bend in your neck happen. You want your head to either be nice and straight, or you can always use your hands to support your head. Or you can get creative here and grab a couple pillows, bolsters, blocks, books, whatever you got, and stack them underneath your head so your head stays in alignment. Okay? And then so here we go. Whenever you're ready, you're going to find that sweet spot. You're going to take a breath in. And then as you exhale, you're just going to hunker down a little bit and just sort of let go. Feel free to close your eyes right now. Close your eyes and ask yourself this very simple question, and it's just, okay, where do I feel this pose? It's just really simple. Where do I feel this pose? And you just bring, with that question, you bring your awareness to the moment and you bring your awareness to your body. So with that question, you're like, okay, where do I feel this pose? And then when you can find that place Inhale through your nose, and as you inhale, I want you to send the breath to that specific place. Send it to that location, and even visualize like your back, or visualize wherever you're sending it to. Visualize it spreading and healing with a beautiful white light. And then as you exhale, you can exhale, by the way, out your mouth. You can exhale however you want, whatever feels effective to you. Exhaling out the mouth is awesome. So I always exhale out the mouth whenever I feel like I just need to let go, drop my jaw, relax my tongue. All of that is available in this practice. We're not, practicing Ujjayi breathing really. So just that exhale is the way that you want it. And then you'll just repeat that pattern. You'll ask again, okay, where do I feel this pose now? Where's the sensation? And then again, use the exhale, exhaling out and dropping. We're working on the first chakra. I'm going to kind of spend most of the time on the first, second, third, and fourth chakra. That's the Muladhara, Svadhisthana, Manipura, and Anahata. So the first one is located at the base of the spine, at the tailbone, at the perineum. So if you can feel kind of where your tailbone is. If you're not feeling a lot in this pose, if you're here and you're like, I don't really feel anything, breathe into your tailbone. Breathe into your hip sockets. Breathe into the backs of your femurs, the backs of your thighs, and the outer edges of your thighs. Breathe into your groin, your inner thighs. Breathe into your feet. So that first chakra actually is the foundation of you. It's safety and security, and the parts of the body that relate to that are all of those parts that I just mentioned, all the way from the feet to the hips. So all the way from the feet to the tailbone, you could breathe into any of that. And just let go, This practice is about over and over surrender. Step by step surrender. Piece by piece. You should also say, as you're here, there are no rules. If at any point you're like, I want to ditch the pillow, I want to change something a little bit, go for it. Your body is actually giving you this information. Another benefit of this practice is you just learn to trust your body again, and you learn to trust your intuition again. So listen. postures and throughout the class just to guide you maybe deeper, give you some insight. It doesn't mean you have to look up at me, okay? So just know that don't come out of your pose because I start talking unless I tell you to. But there's something you can think about or ask yourself is, where do I feel resistance? Because sometimes the resistance, we're experiencing it physically here, 100%. It's somatic, we feel it in our body, right? But it might have a completely different location than than would be, normal, right? It could be that you feel more resistance in your neck, or more resistance in your shoulders, or even in your face. Sometimes our jaw holds a lot. So just ask, hey, body, just really normal, and ask, where's the resistance here? Or where can I breathe into, or even what can I let go of right now? What can I let go of? About 2 more rounds of breath here. You to take one more breath here, and with this breath again, ask where can you let go, and what is preventing you from going deeper and allowing yourself to ground here. And then breathe one last time. Inhale through your nose and send your breath to that space. And then as you exhale, let it go and see if you can drop just a little bit deeper and just hang there for one moment. Good, and then when you feel ready, you can begin to roll yourself up one vertebrae at a time. Just kind of use your hands. If you need to, you might be just a little bit achy as you come up, and let the head come up last, and you will feel probably a little weird in your neck and head. We're gonna lay on our backs next, and you're not gonna need any props. So you'll come all the way down, just lying on your back, and once you're there, we're gonna move the pelvis a couple times. Oh good, you can see me. You're gonna move the pelvis a couple times, just sort of as an in-between, because we just did a really big forward fold, right? So see if you can just shift your pelvis, and you might, again, feel a little achy, a little interesting. As long as you're not feeling like sharp shooting electric pain, then it's okay, right? So just kind of move it a couple times back and forth, little pelvic tilts, forward and back, nice and easy. Good. All right, and then next little step that we're gonna do, working next into the second chakra, the Svadhisthana, which is located at the sacrum. And the body parts that relate to that are the pelvis, the pubic bone and tailbone, the organs
organs are the sexual organs, the inner thighs, the groin, the inner thighs, all the way to the inner arches of your feet. So find a neutral place with your pelvis, and then you're going to heel toe your feet together and bring the soles of your feet together and let the knees open wide. So this is also called reclined butterfly pose. All right, so the knees open and you're here. I'm going to give you a couple options. The first option, we're going to be a little more on the active side. And I'm going to invite everyone to do this. This is going to be an active energy release. So from here, press the feet together and see if you can lift your hips up. So you're going to be in this kind of bridge position, but your feet are still together. Yeah, you might need to take a look if you are like confused. Now, once you get up there and your butt is off the ground and the soles of your feet together, like I said, this is going to feel a little more active. Just kind of stay with me. Your arms are going to be at your side, palms facing up. You're going to remain super relaxed in your head and your face and your shoulders and your arms, and let that just be completely relaxed. And then you're going to notice while you're up there, because I want you to almost feel as though the pose just begins to do itself. You'll see the knees. You'll feel like the thighs maybe start to tremor a little bit, or you'll start to feel a sway. So as passive as you can in this pose, trying to stay as passive as you can, but allowing the natural energy, which is the chi, right? The stuff that's stuck. Right now in this moment, that stuff is getting released. So if you are shifting around, if you are shaking, if you have some tremoring going on, as long as it's not shooting, shocking, and electric pain, please stay. So here we are, we're staying. Your face is completely relaxed. Your arms are relaxed. You might feel some, I don't even want to use the word, but it's not comfortable, let's say. So you might feel something other than awe. It's interesting. Let's be interested, right? Let's be interested. So push the feet together again and see if you can lift your hips up. This one gives you maybe a little bead of sweat too. A little bead of sweat forms on your forehead, right? Shoulders relaxed, arms relaxed. I know, this is not gentle yoga, but I promise it works really, really well. Push the feet together, lift the hips. If you can stay up until I tell you to come down. But if you're like, I gotta get down, don't suffer, right? So we're not into the practice of suffering. We're in the practice of releasing. But we try to stay if we can. Relax your face again. Let your arms relax. Let the sways happen. Just be present to it. Let the shakes happen. Maybe your butt lowers a little bit. Be okay with that. And just breathe, breathe, breathe. Inhale. Exhale. And let it just be. And a couple more breaths. You can do a couple more breaths. Keep pressing the feet together. Good. Let the sways happen. I know. One more breath if you can make it. One more breath. Maybe lift it up 1 inch higher. Yeah, and then keep the feet pressing together and let's roll down. So roll the spine down. You'll just go vertebrae by vertebrae. Holy moly, right? So you get the spine all the way down and then just let the knees open. So now you're in that reclined butterfly again, but you'll probably feel like it's okay now. And if you don't feel that way, you can always prop your knees up with some pillows too if it's just too much, right? If it's too much, you can stick something underneath your knees so that your knees don't flop open so far. Okay, so this is the simple part. Close your eyes. If they're not already closed. Okay, so there's probably some obvious sensation, right? You can feel it. If it's not that obvious, then you are directing your breath into your sacrum. If it is obvious, you're saying, where is the most sensation right now? Where am I experiencing the most? And then again, take your breath, you know where it is. You draw it in through the tip of the nose, and you start to send that breath to that location, right into where you feel the pose. And then you use your exhale, whether it's out the mouth or through the nose, but you let that exhale help you let go of something. this practice, we use gravity. This is a great tool for us, and we can see how we're using gravity in this particular pose. We use our breath, and we use time. We use the time that we hold each pose. These are the ways we get into the pose. This is the way we go deeper. We don't push. We don't press down, engage. We let the muscles completely relax. And then we let our breath untangle. We let the breath untangle whatever density, whatever resistance we're experiencing. Meditate on that resistance. Breathe there. Exhale, let something go. Let something go. What's revealed, right? What is revealed in the next moment? Can you relax your shoulders a little bit more? Another great practice in this moment is that sensation is only temporary. It's only temporary. We're not going to be here forever. It's just a few rounds of breath, really. Slow, intentional breath. Try to stay. Try not to go. Try to stay. Our second chakra is our needs, our necessities, also our, it has to do with our intimacy with ourselves, with our family, with our significant other. It's stored, the energy there can be stored for almost your entire life. It begins to be stored around the age of 2. And that door just keeps swinging itself open. Whatever emotions or trauma or stress you experience that has to do with these things goes straight into the second chakra. Just let go. A few more breaths. And then we're coming out of the pose, and it's interesting to get out. You want to use some of your upper body strength. There's not a lot, but just a little bit. You'll use your hands to sort of press the thighs back towards each other. And they might feel really like they've come apart, and that's an impossible thing to do. But press the feet together as well. So press the feet together, and then use your hands and start to walk the feet out wide and bring the knees together. So you're kind of doing the opposite. Knees together, feet apart. And then just rest there for a second. Well done. That was a tough one. We're going into the belly now. So we're going to take it to what's called the Manipura chakra. So you'll take your feet in a little bit closer and take the knees apart. And we're going to use a twist to explore this. It's going to feel shorter than the other poses because we'll split this 5 minutes on both sides. So press your, or take your right leg, and then cross it over your left. So right knee on top of left knee. Nice and tight, knee on top of knee, kind of like eagle pose almost, right? And then take your hips and shift them a little bit over to the right. And then bring your arms out. You'll bring them out to a nice T. Take a breath, and then let your knees just fall over to the left side. So in like a hatha yoga class or vinyasa flow or whatever you're used to, if you take yoga, a lot of times you're pushing here and you're kind of like pressing that right shoulder down and you're encouraging more. I want you just to be exactly where you're at. Don't encourage anymore, just twist and fold. If it feels like gravity is too much right now, you could always stick. Remember, you could stick something underneath, kind of bring the floor up to you. So you'd stick a block or something between you and the floor, between your knees and the floor. So you'd decrease the range there in your twist, okay? If it's not bothering you and you feel okay, you can let the knees just flop and let gravity do its deal. We're already about halfway through this side, so let's take our breath together. I want you to notice, and with your eyes closed, bring awareness to, like, think about your spine. Think about your rib cage and how it's in this, interesting twist. Think about your belly and your organs and kind of visualize just the positioning of your torso. We're wringing out the lower belly here by putting pressure in this rotation and this twist. So, bring awareness to the right side of your body, the right rib cage and the right lung. And then just complete whatever breath you're on. So take a breath in and then let it go. And then with awareness on the right side of the spine and the right side of the body, let's take this breath together. Inhale through your nose and let's inhale for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, keep going, 2, one more sip. When you think you can't, take one more sip. And then a big audible exhale. Just go, ha. And let everything out and just feel yourself drop. And you'll settle into that peace, you'll settle into that new layer. And if you do have some resistance here anywhere in the body, you'll breathe into that. So again, that question, where do I feel this pose? What can I let go of? What isn't serving me right now? And the breath goes to what is not serving you. The prana, the life force goes to where the resistance is, and you fill it up. And then you exhale to let go. Just about 4 more rounds of breath on this side. Do whatever you can do to drop deeper, to let go of more, to surrender more. One more breath here. Let it go, let it drop. And then as you take your next inhalation, so nice and slow, but as you take your next inhalation, start to bring your knees back up towards the center as you inhale, and then uncross your legs and recross. So take the second side. Goes by pretty fast. Left over right, hips to the left. And the full breath in once you're set up, and then use your exhale to take the knees over to the right. And again, if you needed to, you'd have that little prop between your knees and the floor, because this is definitely a deep twist. So again, we practice compassion here, compassion for your body. There's no need to go further unless you hear that your body wants to go further. So listen to the body and be like, okay, this is enough right here. And then, we practice that compassionate sort of state where you're letting go bit by bit, piece by piece. And then we'll take that breath again together on this side. But first, we'll bring awareness to the left side, the ribs and the lung and the waist. And then the next breath that you take, you're just gonna let it go, exhale it out. Notice the left side. Bring awareness to the left side. Fill up the belly and the lower back. Here we go. Inhale for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Again, one more sip. And then exhale out your mouth. Just go, ha. Big audible exhale. And then you want to just let it all drop. Honestly, let it all drop. Breathe. Keep breathing. We're nice and close to the earth. We let the earth support us. The Manipura chakra, the belly, lower belly, this specific little area. And the belly is our needs. What we think we need. Do we have everything we need? Do we feel taken care of? Do we feel taken care of? So in these moments, remind yourself the truth. I am taken care of. I have everything that I need. I have everything that I need. I am well. I am well. Fear located here, lots of fear, manifested in different ways. If something's coming up for you, breathe into that fear. Remember that it is a lie and tell the truth. There is no fear here. Breathe into that fear, let go of it with the exhale. You are safe. You are secure. You have all that you need. You are taken care of, well taken care of, looked after, adored. You can just repeat those little chakra meditations. I am well. I am taken care of. I am looked after. I am safe. I am secure. I have all that I need. I don't need to get anything or do anything or be anything other than right here as I am right now. One more final breath here. And then slowly make your way up as you inhale. And you'll release the twist. And just sort of move from side to side. We're going to set up for really our final working pose here. So it'll be the heart chakra, the last really chakra that we're going to really get into, but it's also going to connect everything we've done so far, as well. I'll give you the option to connect the throat, so we can hit the throat chakra as well. So you can rock to your side and press yourself up for a second and grab your pillows or your blocks, and you're going to set those, or your folded up towels or your folded up blanket, and you're gonna set that up on your mat like this. See how that looks? Like this, like a pillow, yeah. And then you'll sit, not on top of it, but you'll sit right in front of it. See how that works? And then from there, once you've got that stack, right? Nice little stack of whatever, you can start to roll back. Okay, so if you have blocks, let's see if I can find a block. Can't have a block. Okay. If you have blocks would look more like this, right? If you had a second block there. Another block in here? I do.
2 blocks. Okay, so you'd stack your blocks sort of like that, and you'd lay back onto your blocks. See how that works, right? You could do that. You could, but you want them, if you are using blocks, you want them on this low level. If you have blocks and a blanket, here's creativity for you. You could always say this is a blanket that can go on top of your blocks too, to give yourself a little bit like, higher floor, right? I'm actually gonna use my blocks tonight and not my bolster. So, once you lie there, this is a heart opener. So we're on a Hatha chakra, the heart center. Okay, you can take your arms, and if it's an option for you to goalpost your arms, you'll take your arms and sort of goalpost them out to the sides, and the palms will be facing up. So my legs are completely extended, as you can see, but if that doesn't feel good to you, you can do this with your knees bent and your feet flat on the floor. If you want to do it with that hip opener, you can add in the little soles of feet together, knees open wide. If you really dig that, go for it. I do not like this pose, so I won't put myself through that again. I'll just have my legs nice and straight. But yeah, everyone has different sort of needs and likes and wants. The main goal is that you should feel some sensation, some stretching, some opening across the chest and the collarbones. There's also some interesting maybe sensation in the throat. And if your head is on a block, you might feel also the third eye through the back of the head a little bit, if you're aware of that. So we think about the center of the chest and that heart chakra, and the color there is an emerald green. And you might notice that you sense that color or that vibration. This is the center point. It connects the bottom, right? The bottom 3 chakras, and then the top 3 chakras. It's the middle. And it unites everything. And the mantra here is, I am loved. I am loved. I am fully, unconditionally loved. I am looked after. I am cared for. I am loved. And you can certainly repeat that to yourself. Or you can also just, again, dive into physical pose. So think, where do I feel the sensation? Where do I feel the resistance? What can I let go of? Sometimes when we add in props, our body sort of doesn't reject the prop, but it definitely senses that it's a foreign object, and it sort of resists the prop. I would recommend breathing into the prop, breathing into the blanket, breathing into the seam between yourself and your blanket or your bolster or your blocks. Breathe into that seam and ask to surrender. Ask to let go. Give it over. Give it over.
breaths here. As I told you, just a few more breaths. What does that mean? What can you drop? What would take you closer to the earth in this moment? What can you let go of? You can say to yourself, I am loved. I am loved. I am loved. I am well taken care of. I have everything that I need. I am safe and I'm secure. All is well. Start to just sort of wiggle your fingers and your toes as if you were coming out of Shavasana. We're actually heading right into Shavasana from here. So just roll over very mindfully when you're ready off of your props. And you'll use your blanket maybe if you want. You can use your blanket to kind of go underneath your bolster to kind of slide underneath your pillow or whatever you got. So slide underneath your knees for Shavasana. So it'll go right under if you want, you don't have to. And then arms come to your side and take up some space. Take the legs out, arms out, palms facing up. And once you're lying flat and you feel comfortable, you can use maybe a little, sometimes a nice hand towel is nice to sort of block out the light. You might have a fancy yoga pillow for your head, and that's cool too. A little hand towel just to cover your eyes, to block out some light, and the arms come down. And once you're lying flat, take a full breath in through your nose, and then a huge exhale out your mouth. So big, big, gigantic exhale. And just drop. And then again, we'll scan the body, relaxing the toes, relax the toes, relax the toes. Relax the arches of your feet, the insides of your feet, the outsides of your feet. Relax the arches of your feet. Relax your heels, let them be heavy, let them be so heavy. Relax the lower leg bones now. Letting the calves just fall towards the ground. The bones are heavy. Relax your knees and your thighs, bringing awareness to your hips, your lower belly, the center of your chest, your shoulders, your elbows, your wrists, the palms of your hands, your fingertips. Throat completely relaxes. Drop your jaw, Separate the teeth. Let the tongue fall from the roof of your mouth. Relax the insides of your mouth and the skin on your face, your eyes, your eye sockets, the center of your forehead between your eyebrows. This is where your intuition exists, where you align with spirit, where your intuition aligns with spirit. It's free and open and clear. Breathe there. And this now relax the skin on your forehead, your hair, the front of your brain and the back of your brain. Let the skull be heavy. The entire back side of the body now. Relax the whole back of your body. Breathe into the seam between you and the earth. Let everything go. Surrender more. Drop more. I am safe and secure. I am well taken care of. I have all that I need. All that I need. I am so loved. Unconditionally, fully loved. I can forgive and I am already forgiven. I release all of my tension, all of my anxiety, all of my stress. I let it all go. I am creative. I am intuitively aligned with spirit. And I am divinely led. Just take a few more breaths here, bringing awareness to where you feel this pose, how your whole body feels in this moment. Being aware of the full surrender of your entire being here. And then begin to slowly come back into the moment and into the body. And start to move the tips of your toes, just wiggling the toes a bit. A slow rotation of the ankles. And you can move your fingertips and your wrists.
when you're ready, bend one knee in towards your chest and then your other knee, and just start to move your knees from side to side a few times. Rock over to your right side. And rest on your right side for some time. And then slowly press yourself up and find a comfortable seat. You can bring your hands, when you're ready, together at your heart center with your eyes closed, and just pause there for a moment. And you just have to notice. Notice how you feel. Let's take this final moment together to bless this practice again and to bless ourselves. Let's fill our hearts, our entire beings, with gratitude for a practice that just continues to serve us over and over again. Let's ask that all of the benefits stay with us. Can we stay mindful and present and tolerant and kind and compassionate with ourselves and with every soul, every being we come into contact with tonight, maybe tomorrow. I'm just kidding, hopefully forever, right? But we'll definitely take these benefits and ask that they affect us in some way. Finally, we ask for peace. We ask for this type of peace, for the openness and the willingness that we explore through our practice, the peace that can stay with us, and the peace that we can then give to others. Take a final breath in through your nose, and a big exhale out your mouth. Let it go. Bow your chin into your chest and open up those eyes with new eyes. Thank you so much. Namaste.